Now we'd like to move over to our automatic washer for our milking units. Just to kind of point out a few things here, we're going to be washing our units. We've installed a support bar here to help put our units up about a ½ inch or so above the flat bottom of this tank, which kind of helps with the washing action and the draining on these units. We've hooked up our Sputnik hose to also be able to be washed through the system. Here we're using temperatures that will run between 165 and 175 degrees. I've already put about 4.5 gallons of water in because we'll be washing some smaller pieces in here as well as the Sputnik hose. I put the CIP soap in that we're using. It's a 1 to 4. And I use the pH strip to make sure that we're running a 12 to 13 pH on our CIP soap. The other thing is, as you pre-rinse these things or wash the outside units, we want to make sure that you lift up these buttons and be sure you're brushing under these buttons because some milk residues will come under them, and you definitely want to keep them cleaned out. Be sure that you're getting your units set up, everything's tight, that we aren't getting leaks. And if you're hooking up any vacuum hoses or anything here, be sure that everything is set tight, everything's submerged, and that you're not obstructing any of the units from getting the proper amount of water coming up to wash. As far as the time it takes to wash, I'd say an estimated time can be from 4 to 7 minutes. It's critical that you start out with hot water. Whether you're washing at 4, 5, 7 minutes, the most critical thing is that at the end of your cycle that you're still maintaining at least 120, 125 degrees at the end of your wash cycle. So once again, having a thermometer available, and keep in mind too that as the seasons change, you know, we're right now in the middle of summer, we've got hot weather, everything's kind of warm, but you take the dead of winter, we're in a milk house, it's 20 degrees, we've got things freezing around us. You put hot water in here and you can easily lose 10 degrees or more from your water, from your hot water. So be sure you're checking periodically throughout the seasons that you are using good hot water and enough of your soaps. Now we'll turn the unit on, we'll let it wash through its cycle, and then we'll check the temperatures to see where we're at. Now that we've completed the wash cycle in this, once again I want to check our temperature, be sure that we are maintaining our 120, 125 degrees at the end of the cycle. And we have. Now we'll open the drain line, drain the units out, and then we'll proceed again to put water in to do an acid rinse. Here he has spigots hooked up to be able to use hot and cold water. Right now I'm using the water, measuring it out to make sure that I'm using at least 100 degrees, maybe a little hotter than 100 degree water to use on an acid rinse. Once again, we're going to need that 4 to 5 gallons of water because of the amount of units and the things that we have hooked up to here. Checking my water, making sure that I've got the temperatures that I need. We're right around 102 degrees. Once again, I'm maintaining the temperature as required. Now that I have the ample amount of water that I need, this time I'm going to be using an acid sanitizer. It's an approved acid sanitizer that has an EPA listing, and this is a 1 to 6 ounce or 6 gallon ratio. So we have approximately 5 gallons of water. We'll put a full squirt in there and make sure that we have the amount that's needed. And again, we'll run it through a wash cycle, or a rinse cycle. As you notice, this is washing, you'll see some foaming in here. With some of your acid sanitizers, when you have very soft water, you'll see a foaming action. That's okay. It will dissipate, it will come out, and you shouldn't have any problem with that. If you find you are having a problem, then talk with the person that you're dealing with, your field tech can help you out. As far as the time on an acid rinse, you want to run it about the same. You know, you have that 4 to 7 minutes. Your acid rinse normally won't have to take quite as long, but you want to make sure you get a good rinse cycle, that you're getting everything rinsed out, getting your flowstone, getting the chlorine rinsed out. Like I said, having it set like we do, it gives a little bit better flushing action, and you're able to maintain a good quality wash and rinse. So now that we've reached our time, we'll shut it off and open our drain.